Yali Madad. So we're going to continue from our previous class from the last week, and we were talking about Hudud deen, and we had talked about 7 stages of the hierarchy of religion. Why do we need to understand that? So we can see where we stand. Because sometimes we have to gauge ourselves कि हम कहाँ पर हैं ना, हमको कैसा पता चले कि हम कहीं आगे बढ़ रहे हैं कि अभी तक नीचे बैठे हुए हैं. How do we know? So if you look at a clock, how many numbers do you see there? 1 through 12. So remember that Khuda has put all of his things on the human nature. हर चीज हुदूद दीन 12 है. But today we will only talk about 7 for now. We had talked about other 5 earlier, and we will come back to that also. But today हमारा मकसद जो है वो नीचे से इमाम तक पहुंचने का है आज. So सबसे नीचे जो हद है, हद boundary. But before we start on the first step of hierarchy, मोमिन is a generic term. जो भी अच्छा आदमी होता है, we call him मोमिन. It doesn't even have to be smiley, we call him मोमिन. If he does something good, what do we say? कितना अच्छा मोमिन है. So मोमिन is a generic term. So if somebody calls you a मोमिन, don't be so happy, because you're not anywhere in hierarchy yet. The very first step of the hierarchy is the mustajib. What is the mustajib? The moment that has accepted to take the knowledge. खाली acceptance, admission लिया है school के अंदर. As soon you take the admission, now you're no longer a child, you become a what? Student. Mustajib. ठीक है? फिर जब आप इल्म लेने लगते हैं तो यहाँ पर कुछ conditions हैं that you have to meet. First condition is, while you're receiving knowledge, you're not supposed to give knowledge. So over here we will have a problem because you all are REC teachers. How can you not give knowledge? Your job is to give knowledge, right? So what do we do here? We are talking about the Ruhani knowledge that you are receiving in this class. Until you are ready, keep it to yourself. I'm talking about Ruhani knowledge. Whatever you need to give for REC center, that is your curriculum, and you keep doing that part. Do use this knowledge to improve and enhance the other knowledge that you are giving to your children, but do not give Ruhani knowledge to others until you are sitting on the first level of mustajib. इसको हम शरीयत की लैंग्वेज में कहते हैं रोज़ा रखना. Restrain yourself from giving Ruhani knowledge to others because you're not complete yet. The second step on this hierarchy is Mazun and Medud. Medud word comes from limited. Mazun comes from a person who has izn. Mazun, one with permission. But what permission? Limited permission. So when you have a limited permission, you only can give knowledge that you have a permission to give. Whom am I talking about? REC teachers. We just said it. You can keep giving the knowledge that you have to your children, your students. But what you cannot do? Cannot give a Ruhani knowledge. So you have a limited. So where do you stand on this stage? You are standing on mazun mehdud. Next one is mazun mutallaq. Mutallaq complete. Mazun is the same. One with a complete permission. So when you have a complete permission, you can start giving what? Your RDC knowledge, plus you can give some of your Ruhani knowledge to others because you have a permission. How will you receive their permission? Who will give you their permission? Is Molaba going to send you Tarika? Say go and start giving this knowledge? No. You will know from inside that I am ready to give. How will you know that? When you start processing their knowledge, and when you can articulate their knowledge to others, and when you don't get stuck. If they ask you a question, okay, let's think about this scenario. You are standing in the middle of the Jamaatana and you think that you have a complete permission and you know the Ruhani knowledge, you start giving to somebody. Somebody asks you a question. Now you are confused and you're making them confused. You don't have a complete permission. Meaning you have to be so confident in yourself that you have that if they do ask you a question, you will be able to answer. And that is the time that you will know that you have that complete permission. You will know within you. You will know. And it is okay if somebody asks you a question, let's say you, parents of your students, they will know eventually that this teacher is different than other teacher. And they will come and ask you, Kiriyas question, Ruhaniyat ke question, Ibadat ke question. And it is okay to say, let me write down your question, give me your number, I'll reply back to you. It is okay to say that. At what point? When you are standing at this level. When you are talking about Ruhaniyat, but you still don't have the complete knowledge of the Ruhaniyat, so you are lacking some of the answer. But you are confident enough to talk about Ruhaniyat. And it is okay to say, let me get back to you, give me your number, I'll text you back. And it's okay to say that. And some of you are already doing that. Okay. Next one is Dai. Again, Dai has two steps. कौन कौन से हो गए? दाई महदूद, दाई मुकम्मल. Maulaba just gave us the title of Dai. He's so merciful that he increased our rank from Mustajib to Mazlum to Dai. But what Dai are we? Dai Medud ya Dai Mukammal? Dai Medud. Meaning, we are a messenger of Maulaba, but in a limited form. When will we get to the complete form? When we have a complete knowledge. It's logical that yes, we do have potentially a voice, we are potentially ambassador, we are potentially a Dai for the Imam, but we are not actual yet. When will we get actual? अभी यहाँ पर माजून और दाई में एक फर्क है. दाई is a रूहानी title. माजून तक वो फिजिकल हो सकता है, यानी कि वो एक अलवाइज भी हो सकता है जिसके पास कंप्लीट अथॉरिटी है वाइस करने की. लेकिन जब उसको कोई रूहानियत का सवाल पूछा जाता है तो अटक जाता है और क्या बोलता है? लेट मी गेट बैक टू यू. मीनिंग वो अभी भी फिजिकल लेवल पर है. लेकिन दाई का जो टाइटल है इज ए स्पिरिचुअल टाइटल. तो उसके लिए हमको क्या करना होगा? व्हाट वी हैव टू डू एट दैट पॉइंट? वी हैव टू डू मोर गिरजारी, मोर इबादत, मोर लेसन, मोर लिसनिंग टू नॉलेजेस, and we have to understand the wisdom behind that knowledge that we have. We have to ask more questions. So we have the language and the experience to explain. Does not matter what kind of question you have. Doesn't matter. You can ask question about this physical life or after death. You can ask question about heaven or hell. You can ask question about Imam or Khuda. You should be able to answer that. Take the example of Dai Fiddin Shirazi. When Pir Nasir Khosrow goes to ALWAAZ and asks him that very first time meeting, he said, I am ready to take the knowledge from you, but I am the Hafiz and Alim of Quran. I will not hear anything which is illogical. What does Dai Fiddin Shirazi get scared of his knowledge? Because he had the Shariati knowledge, Dai Fiddin Shirazi has Ruhani and Nurani knowledge. He says, sit, do not talk while I am giving you knowledge. I will not give you any knowledge which is not logical or which is not from the batin. And Dai Fiddin Shirazi start talking and start giving him the knowledge in such a way that in whatever time period they sat together, let's say for a day or 2 or 7 days, whatever that was, regardless of the time period, at the end, he goes and meet the Imam of the time, very first time. And he receives the Didar, and the very first time, Imam gives him title of Hujjat-e-Khursan. He made him Pir in one day. हमको पूरी जिंदगी निकल गई है. We've been listening to this Farman that Mullah has given us, that you can become like Pir Sadruddin and you can go above him. We still have not become like Pir Sadruddin. And Pir Nasir Khusro was not even Ismaili at that time. He was Ahle Shariat, Ahle Kitab. In the very first mulaqat, in the very first didar, Imam gives him title of Hujjat-e-Khursan. Sometime by mistake or due to the lack of knowledge, we hear some of the announcement and they call him Nasir Khusro, they call him Dai Nasir Khusro, Hakim Nasir Khusro. That's a lack of knowledge, that's disrespectful to him. He was Hujjat-e-Khursan, meaning the Pir of Badakhshan. We need to make sure that when we say it, we always say Pir Nasir Khusro. Okay. So come back to this Dai. So Dai Mutalak, the complete Dai, must have all the knowledge and enlightenment of the Ruhaniyat. That's the key, okay? I'm talking about Dai Mutalak. Imam has made us Dai Medud. What is our next step? To have some spiritual experience, enlightenment. We need some real life experience now in Ruhaniyat, okay? Physical life and both experience. Ruhaniyat ki baat kar raha hu. Remember the Farman Barkat Bhai was telling us a couple of weeks ago. तो मौलाना सुल्तान शाह फरमाते हैं कि आरईसी का टीचर ऐसा होना चाहिए who is complete in his knowledge and have some knowledge of the Ruhaniyat too. He's talking about Dai Mutalak. क्या नंबर पे पहुंचे हम? 4 नंबर पर पहुंचे. What is number 5? Hujjat. We just talked about Hujjat-e-Khursan. Hujjat बोलते हैं पीर को. That's the 5th step on our hierarchy. Hujjat का मतलब होता है पर्दा, छुपाना, हिजाब, अंधेरी रात, veil. Somebody who hides something. What does Pir hides? What does peer hides? वो अपने अंदर इमाम को रखता है लेकिन बोलता नहीं है, वो छुपाता है इमाम के राजों को और इमाम के नूर को अपने अंदर रख के छुपाता है। किस तरह छुपाता है? When I tell you, you'll be so surprised. He hides it in his beautiful ginans. Meaning, he says everything without saying anything. What is ginan? Ginans are Peer's Ruhani journey. Remember कि हमारे तरीके में जब आपको नूर मिले तो आपको कुछ नहीं बोलना होता है, छुपाना होता है ना, लेकिन पीर hides that nur and writes it in Ginan. Meaning, they say everything without saying anything. ये उनके पास स्किल होती है कि नूर को देना भी है लेकिन छुपाना भी है. Now I want to repeat what she just said. हुज्जत का मतलब होता है proof. They are the witness of Imam's nur. हुज्जत आज कहाँ है? Have you ever seen a हुज्जत? Challenge your mind. Have we ever seen a हुज्जत? In pictures, चलो, ज़ाहिर में नहीं तो. Every son and daughter of Imams are हुज्जत. Every son and daughter are Imam's हुज्जत. What are they hiding? They are hiding Imam's nur in them. Remember, that is a key word. They are hiding Imam's nur in them. इसलिए हम उसको नूरानी फैमिली बोलते हैं क्योंकि उनके अंदर इमाम का नूर छुपा हुआ है. Okay? ये इसलिए बोलना जरूरी था. We must have to bring that out. And this is the knowledge that I'm saying, that keep this knowledge to yourself until someone is ready to listen to this knowledge. Otherwise, they will not understand and they will argue with you. Next level is Bab, meaning Darwaza. One of the Imam's son, Hujjat, is the Bab. Bab to whom? Door to whom? Imam's Noor. वो इमाम के नूर की तरफ दरवाजा होता है. Meaning, he will be the next Imam of the time. तो इमाम के 4 बेटों में और एक बेटी में से जो सबके सब हुज्जत है, एक हुज्जत आजम होता है, the great हुज्जत, meaning Bab, meaning दरवाजा, meaning next upcoming इमाम. उसको एक टर्म होता है उसका कि वो लायक इमाम होता है, इमाम बनने का लायक होता है.
लाहक.
हाँ,
इमाम लाहक.
हाँ, लायक इमाम या इमाम लाहक,
जिसका टर्म लाहक है.
हाँ, पर्शियन के अंदर हम कह सकते हैं इमाम लाहक,
साबिक इमाम और लाहक इमाम.
हाँ. तो वो लायक इमाम, इमाम के एक बेटों में से, यानी कि तमाम हुज्जतान है, उसमें से एक हुज्जत आजम बाब या लायक इमाम होता है. मीनिंग ही इज द वन हु इज गोइंग टू बी नेक्स्ट इमाम. ओके, बाब. नेक्स्ट दर्जा आप समझ गए, 7वां दर्जा जो इस चोटी के ऊपर है वो इमाम का है. और आपको अगर ये मिल गया था डायग्राम, तो इसमें देख रहे हैं कि इसकी चोटी के ऊपर इमाम है. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट आई एम अबाउट टू टेल यू, this will take us to the next level of knowledge. Imam is also a generic term. हमने मोमिन की बात की कि मोमिन is a generic term. Now we are talking about Imam is a generic term. Imam का मतलब होता है गाइड. जो भी आपको गाइड करता है, पेश इमाम हो या किसी सफारी का गाइड हो, यू कैन कॉल हिम इमाम. बल्कि कुरान में आपको काफिरून का इमाम भी मिलेगा, कि काफिरों का भी इमाम होता है,
सरदार.
यानी कि काफिरों को गाइड करने वाला. रिमेंबर, इज अ जेनेरिक टर्म. हमारे लिए एज अ REC टीचर इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हमारा इमाम, जब हम कहते हैं इमाम, तो हम किसकी बात करते हैं? इमाम बरहक, सच्चा इमाम, इमाम मुत्तकीन. आप लिखा है इमाम बरहक, सच्चा इमाम, इमाम मुत्तकीन, परहेजगारों का इमाम.
The Imam of
ये
the
काफिरों का इमाम नहीं,
हाँ,
परहेजगारों का इमाम.
the Imam of righteous people.
इमाम ऑफ द राइचस.
Righteous, yeah.
तो देखा कि राइचस का भी इमाम होता है, काफिरून का भी इमाम होता है. तो हमारे लिए ज़रूरी है कि ये टर्म्स हम ज़बानी याद कर लें. इमाम बरहक, द ट्रू इमाम, इमाम मुत्तकीन, द इमाम ऑफ द राइचस. क्यों? कि ये वो ज़माना है, if not today, tomorrow your children and your REC children will ask कि इमाम क्या है, वो तो मस्जिद में भी होता है. Then these terms will come handy for you to teach.
You have in dua too, right? You say Antal Imam al Haqq al Mubin, the true manifest Imam. The
Yes.
Haqq. Or the
Haq.
Haqqul Mubin.
You see how everything is in our dua? Perfect. ठीक है? तो इमाम के दो टर्म आपने सुने आज. इंशाल्लाह जिस तरह से नाचीज़ ने अभी अर्ज की कि this is the end of the first level of class. We're going to start the second level of class next week. And we will take you further in recognition of Imam. Inshallah. Ya Ali Madad.